Fiending for the good stuff. Redeems treat mini pie. Yeah, thank you, Prank. Okay. She goes into camouflage mode. Yeah, if you don't move, I can't see you. Of course, fam, of course. They're super, it's very inconsistent when it happens. 3090 being downgraded to less than 3080, maybe less than or equal to 3089, maybe. Yeah. Yo, hey Claire, welcome. It's so good to see you. I hope you had a great stream. Looks like your eyes were still moving, yeah. I hear that all the time, you know? Real cats. Hey, Portal guys, it's good to see you. Butt inflation, butt knee, yeah. Well, welcome to Morrowind. Still in Ebonheart, still here. To be honest, computers were a mistake, y'all. I stand by that statement. Thank you, Paleo, for the clip. Smoky depressed watermelon, rule 5. Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
Yeah, we're still in Ebonheart. We're still in Ebonheart. We're going to sell some stuff. I have whole collections of goods that I'm ready to sell to the nearest person who will take them, like you. So we found ourselves a dwarven claymore yesterday, and I'm ready to sell a bunch, like our old silver claymore. Yo, lurk, enjoy your lurk. These iron arrows, these steel arrows, the silver dagger. Yeah, sell it all. We'll sell our extravagant robe. We don't need it. Keep our nice shoes for now. And sell our belt. It's fine. And that brings us to 181. Oh, my nose is itchy. Brings us to 181 carry weight. 181 carry weight.
Can we hurry this along?
Nice robe, friend. Very nice. And nice claymore, friend. I'm eating spicy food and my whole mouth feels uncomfy. Why do we do this to ourselves? Don't worry, KQ. Don't think about it. Just keep eating that spicy food. You know, the moment that the spiciness starts to peak, KQ, you shovel another delicious bite of that into your mouth. And that's how you know you're alive, KQ, okay? Back in the day, they didn't have drugs. They just had capsaicin. Get a good capsaicin high going. Baby. Oh, baby. Okay, here we back are. We're gonna go downstairs in these Hawkmouth towers because... Oh, not here. It's in the other one. Okay, well, the other tower has some more goods that we can sell. We have a decent amount of septums, but I kind of want to be getting these things before... Like here, for example. And of course I can't... Like, there's just a lot of stuff here. Of course, we are very over-encumbered now. Whoops. Like a great deal. It's really unfortunate. I don't know if we have any potions we could just chug here that would increase our strength. Not really. So we'll have to kind of... This is really annoying, but we'll have to do some trips. In fact, here, how about this? How about this? We trust this chest to be the container. Oops. Can I just click a button and have it all go over so I don't have to click it every time? Because it is a delight. Yes, it is. It truly is. I was hoping I could click shift or something and it would work, but it didn't. So we're just gonna hand to transfer as much stuff as we can so we can do a couple of runs just to sell this stuff. And then after this, we're gonna go to the keep. We're gonna go to the holdfast of Castle Ebonheart and talk to the, you know, like the big people. Just gotta store our belongings here in this box where we're stealing other people's belongings from them. I'm sure no one will be very confused about what's going on. Has Morrowind 3 had anything as good, as near as good, as the lusty Argonian made for books? Yeah. Depends on how you define good. No, the writing is actually fantastic. There has also been, I'll have you know, Prank, there's been some smut. Or near to. You know, so the lusty Argonian maid, that's not where it started. You know, those game developers, they knew what they were doing. Even back then, 20 years ago, they knew. Okay, that weighed like nothing. Okay, put our calcinator, put all of our equipment in there. Put this book in there. Put all these soul gems in there. I don't care. Put this hammer in there. Put this other hammer in there. Oh my word. Shoot, I really don't want to drop. Okay, I guess put our nice claymore in there. Damn. Yeah, put our nice claymore in there. Put all the stuff. Okay, just everything. Literally anything that we're not selling goes in the box. Oh, I don't need that bowl. Definitely not. That loot goes in the box. This game is great. Yeah, welcome, Rubix. The game is great. You know, just to be superstitious, we will not give our 60,000 value Grand Soul Gem Winged Twilight. We'll not put that in the box, but we'll put everything else in the box. Alright, and at long last, we're now able to run on over and sell these things again. Hi. Although we have to find somebody else to do it too, I feel like. How about you, person?
So, where are you from?
Yes.
It does have the lusty Argonian maid. Yes, true. Facts. Dracula capsaicin. Wait, what?
All right.
You worked at a health food store and they sell gel caps full of it? It says it burns belly fat. Yeah, maybe someone needs a hole in the gut. I don't think that's exactly what... It's funny, you know, a hole in the gut and burning belly fat are two very different interpretations of what could happen with those capsaicin gel caps. Okay, who wants to buy some swords? Come on, Argonians. I know y'all want to rise up. You're just waiting. These Argonians, they're just waiting for a chance to rise up.
Turn to talk, ours to listen.
Yeah, we have not found the lusty Argonian maid yet. Aren't medieval staircases clockwise? Yeah, it's unrealistic. Crom, it's unrealistic. Is that because everybody is right-handed? Is that supposed to be the reason why? So it's clockwise. Wouldn't you want it to be counterclockwise, though? So that the people facing down could swing right-handed? Go have that backwards. Hey, Crom, it's good to see you. Welcome. Smut, you say. B squared arrive. Yeah, that one. Yeah. You bought Dragonfall and found the books within? Your 25-year-old virgin eyes were scandalized. No, yes. Fam, I'm so sorry. It's a formative experience. You know, what ESRB ratings did this get? It should certainly have gotten an M.
Friend.
Craving spicy food. Thanks to all of us. Yeah, what are some of our favorite spicy foods to have a craving for? I myself eat a lot of pretty basic, but I eat a lot of paste salsa. I really need to be diversifying.
Don't press your luck.
But just at the amount, you know, at the volumes of salsa I'm eating, it's hard to get a
Don't stand about. Get moving.
Big. I need a thing of salsa I can buy in a container like that. I need gallons. Okay, gallons of salsa. Burns fat, feels burning. Makes perfect sense. Yeah. Okay, we're looking for one more merchant. I need one more person who's gonna buy all this stolen stuff off of me. Grand Soul Gem looks quite edible. No, we're saving that for a very special occasion.
Speak freely, friend.
Have a puff and get into the ether. Yo, Prank. Yeah, have a good rest of your night. You smelled ghost pepper wings once? I don't need something that spicy. That was your body crying out, Frank. You misinterpreted. That was your body crying out for those ghost pepper wings. My immersion! Remember when we found out what happened after Morrowind, and gamers were extremely mad at formerly enslaved Argonians wrecking the place. Oh, spoilers. I don't actually know what's going to happen after Morrowind. Morrowind was rated teen. Yeah, that's a miss. Okay, we're going to go into the trading offices. Spoilers! No, it's not a big deal. I have the general gist of what will happen plot-wise, but I don't know, like,
Heard something.
I didn't play Skyrim or Oblivion enough
What's
to
this
closely track, like, oh yes, okay.
Go ahead.
This group of people will have this happen to them. None of these people can sell to me. This blows. It tells you nothing. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying, Fem. The wildest spicy food is that one Korean ramen with the chicken on the package. If you know, you know. No, that's just like when you need like quantity over quality, Peter Shoes. This was rated T, teen, for blood. That's... Clearly the people who played this game did not read all of the books. How can the ESRB, the Entertainment Software Ratings Board, not 100% these games? How, I tell you. Damn it, buy my items.
What's this about?
I got swords. Anybody need swords?
Hours to listen.
You need swords. You need swords. Fudge. There's got to be more than one. I'm gonna have to go back into the Legion. Okay, I have one more place I can check, and we gotta go back to the Legion. Hey, Zapdash. Yes, counter, yes. I used to have a friend who would eat the spiciest things like it was like a roller coaster he was getting on. And he ordered especially hot peppers. And I remember one time hanging out, and he ate one of those peppers.
What's this about?
And then eventually he was just rolling on the floor. He was okay, but you know, it was just... That was just how hot it was.
There are many creatures beyond the sea.
But we were all
Yes,
fine.
Dunmer?
God damn it. Okay. One last place to check. Spoilers for a 20-year-old game that's had 2 super popular sequels. Yeah, it still counts.
Suppose I could spare.
It still counts. Monotone. Monotone is Morrowind's native criminal syndicate. Okay. Yeah, this was not useful. How about you? Gale's all. No. These days, honestly, though, it's like we're all playing retro games so much that it's like you can't even be like, oh, this came out N years ago. Hey, Austin, welcome back. For a second, that you thought someone describing a particular chips and salsa was spoilers. Yeah. Spoilers for my tongue. No, it's all good.
Outlander, did you want some?
Yeah, I feel like people play old games so often that you can't even be like, oh, here's where, like, did you find the secret did you find the secret 1-up in Super Mario Brothers 1 or something? Like, you can't even, like, talk about that stuff with people. You have to be really careful. Because everybody is. And these days, it's like, a game being old is just going to mean that, like, people who are young have less reason to have context on it, not more. Okay, down here, there are some people who sell stuff. Up here, okay, we're back. I sold to you a second ago. How about you? No.
You're on your honor.
The problem with that person is they're short of gold now, so I can't just unload a ton of more swords and stuff onto them. How about you?
Don't stand about. Get moving.
Barter. You're not gonna want it. Damn it. Excuse me. How about you? You're not gonna want it either. This blows.
Anytime now.
Imagine if ESRB had to 100% every game for approval. It's the way it should be, fem. 100% or GTFO. We only have 70 gold. Like, I just can't... Unless I want to buy 20 forks. There's not a lot for me to do here. You could, like, exchange some of them for... Yeah, so, like, we're already at capacity there. I can exchange it for potions, which are slightly easier for me to sell. So I can do that. And I could maybe exchange it with all of this crap and then sell that crap to somebody. Wait, they're so heavy though. I'm inclined to just sell all this crap. I don't even want it. I don't even want the money. That's how I feel. That's great. If I give you extra stuff, will you like me more? Okay, it's not that easy.
I suppose it is my duty to help those less fortunate than myself.
It's definitely not. Like, if I give you this dagger for nothing, they do like me more. Okay, you know what? It's your lucky day, friend. Because you're getting all this junk for free. 1 point of persuasion. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, lovely to see you, Austin. I hope you've had a wonderful last day or two. I had such a restful day today, and I went to a really cool, kind of like, it's like an animal hospital, kind of. It was great. It was A+. Yeah, I do love spicy stuff, and I do indeed need to, I'm constantly like, Lordy, we're all out of salsa. That's me. Yeah. You want swords? I got swords. All right, now that we've sold our swords, we need to go back and pick up all of our other crap. What do you want to bet we get damage from this? How much? We don't. Okay, very generous. Must be our athletics. Okay, so we go back down here, and we're gonna pick up all of our stuff, and we'll move forward. Take all. Thank you. We are at, oh, right mouse click, please. We're at 187 out of 225. Wait. I think I want to get rid of our hammers. I just don't think we're gonna need them. I mean, we might need them eventually.
The fucker came out of nowhere.
Thunder came out of nowhere. We'll need repair hammers, but I'm gonna follow the advice we got last stream, which was don't carry them around with you. To be clear, this was somebody in game who told us this. They were like, don't carry your repair hammers around with you. Just buy them and use them. This was before GTA 3's hot coffee scene slipped through. Yeah, different time. Mithundere, a very different time. You love how the interiors are designed. What do you like about it, Fem Dracula? I'm just curious. They're nice. There's a certain integrity. There's a certain like honesty about the interiors. Like they roughly correspond to the outdoor spaces, and I really deeply appreciate that. All right, here we are. One of your favorite things in Oblivion was being a beast, cranking up the difficulty and just massacring towns. Yeah, well, maybe we'll get there. We're not that powerful yet. Yeah, ESRB had not started that late. I was reading about this actually, that the ESRB got... The ESRB, it's a funny story. Like the ESRB got kicked off in the wake of like it was Night Call. It was a specific game that like used full motion video and created this like moral panic in the United States over video game content. But that game in turn is like vaguely related to like the Sony Nintendo and Night Trap. Yes,
Outland.
it's vaguely
Did
related
you
to like the
want
Sony Nintendo rivalry and like how that you know came out. Anyway, ESRB was something I cared a lot about as a kid because I wasn't allowed to play T games until I was 13. That was my mom's rule. And then I wasn't allowed to play M games until I was 18. That was my mom's rule. Yeah. Stickler mom. Yeah, when were y'all allowed to play M games and T games and watch R movies or whatever your local rating system is? Was your family flexible? Were they inflexible? Something being a spoiler is up to the person affected. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Respecting that a line has been crossed is yeah, agreed. Being willing to just be like, oh, I didn't realize, apologies, fixes almost everything in these spoiler cases. Morrowind persuasion is rough, Mythundere. I'm just gonna like throw money at people and be like, trust me. Morrowind's light on fall damage. That's nice though. Okay, so you won't tell me about Rufinus. How about you? Hello, Ashin Rain. Tell me about Ashin Rain. I am Ashin Rain. How may I help you, friend? Totally, Austin. Yeah, have a good rest. Thanks for, snuggling and hanging out. Thanks for letting us know. Have a good night. I'm gonna say it. French onion dip, greater than salsa. There comes Prank with these hot takes. Constant, non-stop hot takes from Prank Monkey. French onion dip is so, it's fattening though, is the difference. Prank. That's what I feel like the major differentiator is. Hot take. Yeah, there. I fixed it for you. Don't worry.
Frank Monkey 7, Imgana
Yeah, Night Trap. Yeah,
French
Mythundera, yeah.
Onion DP Salsa.
It was mild, Austin. That's really interesting. Maybe our standards have just changed. id Software released Doom on shareware right before it. Just adding fuel to the fire, I guess. Dark Brotherhood. Horrible people. Stay clear of them, friend. Vampires. Imperial culture regards blood vampires as destructive monsters to be hunted and destroyed. However, romantic notions of noble, virtuous vampires persist in Imperial traditions, and vampires are thought to pass unrecognized in the Mages Guild and the Imperial aristocracy. Excuse me. You were like 2 and your dad took you to see Rambo, Dusty? Do you remember it? We all live different lives. I watched Fire in the Sky when I was 8. That was fun. Yeah, see, and we all turned out okay, right? Transport to Mournhold. You wish to go to the mainland. That's highly irregular. I'm sure you've heard that they've restricted travel to Mournhold. They've been a bit worried about the Blight. What's your reason for wanting to go to the city? I fear I've been marked by the Dark Brotherhood and I wish to investigate. Oh my, I can see why you'd want to get that cleared up. That's dangerous business, though. I can't say I'd be happy to send you off on that sort of fool's errand. If you're sure, though, I suppose I can oblige you. If you need to return to Vardenfell, speak with F.A. Tay in the Royal Palace. No! Oh! Those people are not to be taken lightly. I'll send you there when we've finished speaking. I'm not ready! I'm not ready! No! Okay. Well. Alright, well, here we are. Okay. I can't take any of the flowers. The flowers...
So much to remember.
The flowers, definitely not mine to take. Okay, we're in Mournhold. Congrats. This is not where I'm meant to be. Is this FA? Okay, great. They can bring me back. I did watch some adult movies when I was young. Okay, I watched Independence Day. I've said this before. My father's home had 3 movies, okay? Independence Day, Speed, and Twister, okay? And as far as I was concerned growing up, those were the only 3 movies, okay? Independence Day, Speed, and Twister, right? Contains everything you need to know about culture and media. Okay. FA's here. I need to get a Kleenex. My nose is sniffly. 1 second.
Your turn to talk, ours to listen.
Justice never sleeps.
I'll stand by it. French onion dip has the smooth tang that outweighs salsa any day of the week. It's just different. It's just apples and bananas, you know? You don't remember, but your mom told me she was less than thrilled. I'm sure she was. You saw The Incredible Melting Man at 8 and Bug at 6. I haven't even heard of these movies, actually. If anyone has seen the movies unnamed, I'll give them at least a nickel, or maybe a sub. Yeah, I have no clue, actually. Excuse me. You watched one of the Chucky movies at too young of an age? I watched the movie The Ring, The American Ring, at too young of an age. Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. You found it on cable? No one told you not to. The things they put on that television, you know, it's rotting our children's brains, King. No, gosh. Yeah, scary movies. Yeah, scary movies as a kid. So scary. Okay, we're gonna do our hair clip one more time, okay? It's very important that we get the structural integrity of the hair clip just absolutely perfect. Okay, or it becomes a safety thing. You know, we're gaming and the hair falls out of the clip, and no one wants to see that. Damn it, no, it's wrong. It's all wrong. Yeah, we can get back to at any time. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out, Fem. It's part of the drama, is not knowing if we can get back. And then we find out we can. I'm not really worried. Anywhere the game throws us, it's not like we're like running to the end game here. Okay, I'll accept it. Dude, it's like so it's gonna tilt me. I'm gonna get tilted by this, actually. Like, I'm actually gonna get fucking tilted. Turn the fuck back on. I'm gonna get tilted. I am. It's happening. It's already happened. Just fucking stop. Why is everything like this? Why is everything breaking? God, the stream capture breaks. Oh, okay. It's not the end of the world. I just really wish it didn't happen. Almalexia is one of the gods worshipped by the Dunmer in the Tribunal Temple. She's known as the Healing Mother and Lady of Mercy, the source of compassion and sympathy, and a protector of the poor and weak. She's no tender-hearted powder puff, though. She's an important symbol of Dunmer independence to those who resent the Empire, and the hands of Almalexia, her personal guard, enforces strict adherence to temple doctrines. Latest rumors. The Old King. I believe we got Phantasmagoria so soon after Night Trap. Yeah, there's a whole string of like horror adventure games that came out around that time. The threshold for Night Trap is whether or not it would be moral outrage for the horror trope of women wearing only a bra to be in trouble. Yeah. I think that's also like no one, the people who were upset about this
Fashion show.
weren't playing the game.
Fashion show at lunch.
Yo, Eduardo, thanks for the follow. The people who were like upset about that weren't playing the game and were like, oh yes, I see. It's all like, you know, it's all just based on assumptions I think people are making about the content. An astronaut who flies too close to the sun and returns home to Earth as a melting monster. That sounds trippy, Fem. Very trippy. Hey, Misfortune, welcome. It's so good to see you. Okay, we're back. Okay, let's make the most of it. Cat cam is gone. I know it's gone. It's because it froze, and now if I'm going to turn it back on, I have to get up and do stuff, which I don't want to do, Rubik's, so it's off on purpose. The old king, Athen Lethen, is dead. Long live King Halalu Helseth. Things are pretty grim here in the City of Light since the troubles with Dagoth-Ur. Morn holds Almalexia's city, and she's become more of a warrior queen than a lady of mercy. And there's always been hostility between the temple and the imperial administration. But since Helseth's ascension, the tension between imperial-leaning Dunmer and Almalexia's supporters is much worse. Athen Lethen. The former king was an old man who had been ill for a while. He had no sons or daughters. Helseth is Lethen's great-nephew. Berenziah is Lethen's niece. Queen Berenziah renounced her claim to the throne, so, according to imperial custom, the crown goes to Prince Helseth. He didn't do much, but we assumed he wasn't supposed to. We thought he was just a convenient fiction for imperial administrative purposes. Interesting. You found the novel that interesting. Excuse me. It still works to label Morrowind with cats. Yeah, there could be cats at that corner of the screen at any time. Berenziah, a fine woman. We're lucky to have her back in Morrowind. I know that a lot because I know that a lot has been written about her, but don't believe everything you read. That woman's beauty is only equaled by her grace and wisdom. Shame she didn't pass that on to her son. Is it flat? Is that broken too? Sometimes it's yeah, like actually it literally disconnected. You're right. Stream is falling apart. Stream is just falling to pieces here. Have you tried just laying in front of the cat cam? Not recently. And yeah, Rubik's, I saw your message about The Shining. I'm not sure if you meant to post it twice. Hey, welcome, Mr. No Tie. Helseth. This new ruler, King Halalu Helseth, is trying to transform the role of King of Morrowind. from a mere imperial figurehead into a powerful, personalized head of state. Athen Lethen, the previous king, was old and dignified, but few took him seriously. Helseth, by contrast, is dynamic and ambitious. Before Morrowind entered the Empire, the Dunmer had no kings, and many Dunmer prefer the old system of council rule, but imperial partisans want a strong king along western imperial lines. Little advice. Don't forget, you can't levitate in Mournhold. They say Almalexia doesn't want anyone's head rising higher than hers. If that's how you avoid trouble, it won't work here. You can levitate down in the sewers and ruins of Old Mournhold. I guess Almalexia doesn't go down there much, and it's also a cheap place to sleep if you don't mind the rats and thieves. Little secret. If you are looking for access to the places of power, start with Tienius Deletion, King Helseth's captain of the Royal Guard. He's fair and professional, and King Helseth is no simple figurehead, unlike his predecessor. There's real power there. Okay, Cap, no. Yeah. Okay. And Helseth is just going to get more powerful as he learns how Mournhold works. You don't say, Prank. Yeah. Those cats, they do the darndest things. I was about to say the dandiest things. I'm interested in a Night Trap, honestly, Austin. I'll have to check it out sometime, just as a piece of gaming history. Yarrow Flower, Yarrow Flower. Thank you, Yarrow Flower. Here, I'm gonna finish talking to this person for 1 second, and then yeah, we can get through this. Well, I'm gonna finish talking to this person, then we will stop and play a Kaizo exit. Yahoo! Yes, I said thank you for the follow, Mr. Notai. Yeah, because your follow went through. Or no, I said hi. You didn't follow. I saw somebody else's follow, but I just said hi. Yeah. Mages Guild. Training, goods, and services are cheaper for Mages Guild members, and the guild stewards know where to find work. Morrowind lore. Mournhold is built on the site of a much older city. You won't find any evidence above ground, but down in the sewers you can find ways into the old ruins. Mournhold. Mournhold is the imperial capital of Morrowind and the holy city of Almalexia, one of Morrowind's 3 living gods. Modern Mournhold is built upon the rules of Old Mournhold, which was destroyed by Maroon's Dagon at the end of the First Era. You can reach the abandoned passages of Old Mournhold through the sewers beneath Mournhold, and adventurers still seek lost treasures in the First Era ruins. Your trade. I am a mage. My study is the destruction and alteration of the visible and invisible world. I study magic for its pure intellectual challenge and rewards, but I am paid in gold for the practical applications of my knowledge. Further, when undertaking expeditions in search of knowledge, I defend myself with spells of the College of Destruction, and leap, swim, and levitate with the spells of the College of Alteration. Royal Guard. They're handpicked by the king. Scary lot if you ask me. Services. You'll find the smith Bowles Indolin at the Craftsman's Hall in God's Reach, along with several other fine craftsmen. There's a healer and an imperial altar in the royal palace. Go to the temple for temple services. Otherwise, most trainers, crafters, and merchants are in the Great Bazaar, sewers and ruins. If you're an adventurer, you'll want to go down there. The poor and the lawless live in the sewers under the city. It's dangerous, but it's probably the only way to reach the ruins of Old Mournhold, where the real treasure lies. I'm probably wasting my breath, but be careful down there. Maybe you think you're tough, and maybe you are. Yo, hey, Vinster. But there are things down there that can kill you before you get your weapon out. Someone in particular? Almalexia, Our Lady of Mercy, dwells in her temple. Her steward, Fedrus Hilaire, and his Lord Archcanon Gavas Drin also reside in the temple. King Halalu Helseth and his mother, Queen Baranzaya, live in the royal palace. Tienius Deletion is the captain of the royal guard. It's a big city. If there's someone else you want, ask around. This isn't the same Baranzaya, is it? I'd have a hard time believing that. It didn't really seem like the stories we were reading would be of the same time period as now. I could be wrong though. Drin, he's the head priest over the temple, a powerful man, and he has the ear of Almalexia. Specific place. You're in the royal palace now. South is the Plaza Brindisi Jerome. North is the temple courtyard, and Almalexia's temple. To the west is God's Reach. To the east is the Great Bazaar, but you can't get there from here. Go through the temple or plaza first. Okay, transport to Vardenfell. Do you wish to go back to Vardenfell now? I can send you to Ebonheart directly. Yes. On your way then. Okay.
Ask your question quickly. I must be going.
Okay, we made it back. Telling. Welcome back, everybody. It's where we belong. In Morrowind, in Vardenfell. For those of you who haven't seen us do much of this, we're playing this RPG in a particular way.
Can we hurry this up?
Did somebody whistle? In the game? It was so loud. I was like, I loaded the game and there's whistling in your ear, whistles in your ear. We're playing Morrowind in a particular way, and that particular way involves reading a lot. In fact, it involves reading pretty much as we possibly can. It's great. It's great. So we're here in a particular area of Morrowind. We can kind of look at our big old map, kind of. This is the whole island. The squares here are cities we know about but have not visited, and the uncovered portions of the map are where we have visited in our 35 some odd hours of the game. So as you can see, we have some more gaming to do. But we're keeping track of every... He was the winner of the Rectum of the Year award? Really? Fascinating, Kraz. What? The iios way. The whistle, no, it's in the game. Yo, what up, Carl Sagan? It's great to see you. That's the vibe. Let me check our playtime so far. It's here. It's 1 day, 15 hours. This is like legit playtime too. To be clear, we're level 3. And most of what we've done has been reading these books. And just kind of coming to grasps with like what the heck the game is. What is Morrowind? You know, Morrowind, like, I would say it's like, I don't know, I feel like my impression of the game is irrevocably like colored by how much reading we've been doing. Get out front of the door. Because it's almost like, to me and in my head, there's like this second version of Morrowind that just is starting to like take the shape of the books we read. That's like, and I was thinking about this as I was like just thinking about the game, like I no longer like see just the graphics of the game as much anymore. I don't know, it's all like steeped in this like, yo, it's ringing out, that's awesome. It's all like steeped in this like particular culture and this like political intersection of like many different political groups. And you know, it's like none of that is like in the simulation of the game per se. It's not like that rigorous, but it's just like so, the texture of it is so thorough and consistent in its like world building that I don't know, it's like already Morrowind feels like a place we've been more than a game we're playing. Wooden door to Ebonheart Grand Council Chambers. Yeah, why not? Let's go check it out. Imagine quest indicators or maps. No, it's whatever that meme is. We don't need quest indicators. We have the journal at home, you know? And whenever you want to know what your previous quest was, you just click previous through 40 pages, 400 pages, and you find it. It's a perfectly serviceable system, you know? So you damn well better be paying attention to what's going on, because the game is not going to help you with it. I actually did update the title. The title has actually been updated. How are you able to do that, Euro? No, you weren't. I updated it though. Oh, I might have just unupdated it, actually. Shit. See, because when I update my title, OBS does not update. Like, if I update it on the Twitch side, but I don't do it through OBS. So I don't think it actually did anything when Euro hit it. Yeah, but I just changed it back. It's kind of dumb. Yeah, a ton of people have had such a deep experience with Morrowind. It's such a cozy time. And I can see why. Like, I have no... How do you say, like... I have no conception of how long it will take us to play this, and I don't really need it. I don't really mind not knowing. Okay, done. Now that should be updated. You need a journal for your journal in this. You're actually not wrong. Like, looks good. Okay, good. That should be fixed now. Yeah, famous viewer Kraz _ I is here. It's amazing. It's a big day. Ugh. Okay, well, there's nothing up here. That's fine. Before we go downstairs, so we're on the upper level. I didn't see entrances to the lower level of this, like, inner castle. Let's check this first. This is also Grand Council Chambers. Is this going to be blocked off too? It is. So we have 2 ways down here. Wait, what? We coming from here? What are y'all doing? We came from... Okay, yes. We came in from here. This was at the top of... halfway up the stairs. This is going to be like 2nd floor. Okay. I'm going to confuse the shit out of myself. Let's go downstairs and just look around first. I'm really confused actually now. I don't generally get lost that easily. Was this the front door? What? Oh dear. Okay, wait. Okay, I just need to reorient. Okay, this is fine. Is this the front? This is the front door. That's the person. We talked to this person. It's fine. Let's search this bottom floor before we go anywhere else. So, this is our entrance. If we walk straight through, Morrowind is absolutely improved by the lore completely. Yeah, agreed. So if we go straight through, we end up outside. Let's go back inside. I want to explore to the right. To our right there, we have a set of stairwell
Yes, ma'am.
that goes up and only up. I've talked to both of these people. She will teleport me to Mournhold. I'm not ready to go to Mournhold. Welcome back, Femme Dracula. Rude. Welcome back, Femme. We finally finished that level. Oh, I see a book. I see a bunch of books. Wow. We're home now. Yeah, it's great to see you, by the way, Para. And also, Rich Loves Games, welcome. Okay, Brief History of the Empire, we've read that series. Yeah, fuck right off, we've read you.
What
hey,
is this about?
Tuveen Arethan. Look at all these dialogue options we've already checked. Amazing. Dunmer. We Dunmer are the dark-skinned elven peoples of the Eastern Empire. Dunmer means dark elf. Dark in this sense is variously understood to mean dark-skinned, gloomy, and ill-favored by fate. The Dunmer and our national character embrace these various connotations with enthusiasm. In the Empire, dark elves is the common usage. Book. But in our Morrowind homeland, and among the Aldmeri brethren, we call ourselves the Dunmer. The dark-skinned, red-eyed Dunmer combine powerful intellect with strong and agile physiques, producing superior warriors and sorcerers. On the battlefield, we are noted for our skilled and balanced integration of swordsmen, marksmen, and war wizards. In character, we are grim, aloof, and reserved. We wisely distrust and disdain the lesser achievements of the inferior races. We Dunmer prize the virtues of duty, gravity, and piety. Duty is to one's own honor and to one's family and clan. Gravity is the essential seriousness of life. Life is hard, and events must be judged, endured, and reflected upon with due care and earnestness. This sounds like House Halalu. Piety is respected for the gods and the virtues they represent. A light, careless life is not worth living. We are proud of being dark-skinned and dark-humored. Our race produces great warriors and wizards in equal proportion. Aldmeri. Is this person like a savant? I have to ask them about their background. Aldmeri, the imperial usage is elves. Thank you for the sip, Rich. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I just remembered. Para, you said you need a journal for your journal in this. And indeed, I decided that I would start ourselves a little Morrowind journal. I'm kind of anticipating, in truth, that we will play this game until sometime in 2023. And so I want to be able to be like, oh yeah, here's what's happened since blah and blah. Because people are going to like check in and out at various points in time. So, journal for our journal. We're doing it. We're doing it all, okay? Aldmeri, the imperial usage's elves are long-lived, culturally conservative humanoids distinct from Tamriel's mannish races of the north and beast peoples races of the southeast. By contrast with the mannish tribes, elven cultures and social institutions are stable and persistent. Oh, nice, Fem Dracula. That's really exciting. Yeah, it's awesome to get started streaming. And also, hey, welcome back, Cleaver Chef. This is the kind of erudite, high-quality, narrative content I have come to expect and enjoy from this channel. Or in the low speech, my god, Burks. Yep. Yes and yes. By contrast with the Mannish tribes, elven cultures and social institutions are stable and persistent. Elven nations are neither economically expansive nor militarily adventurous. Elves are conditionally fertile. That is, they only conceive when population pressure is low. So expanding populations do not force them to explore or war with neighbors. The arts, literature, sorceries, technology, and theology that have flourished within ancient elven cultures have profoundly shaped the development of the Empire's Mannish and Beast races. I wonder if it's Mannish or something instead. So your background, are you a savant? I am Tuveen Arethan, savant and Knight Bachelor of the Imperial Legion, right? So savants are a kind of background of person who they just know a lot of stuff about everything. Empire. The Empire is the greatest achievement of Tamrielic civilization. This melting pot of contrasting cultures is held together by a strong hereditary emperor and bureaucracy, by the rule of law, by a powerful professional army, and by religious tolerance. Education and wealth is broadly distributed through all social classes, where imperial culture has flourished. Many citizens are literate and protected under imperial law. Yeah, you see that bookcase there looming? Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. My trade. I am a savant. I am a woman of wide learning and cosmopolitan tastes, a well-traveled woman, educated, refined in manner, able to converse on various topics with authority, and a woman ever ready to defend her honor and the honor of my companions. In short, you see before you a gentlewoman. I can discourse upon history, speechcraft, language, and customs, and for a fee, I offer training that will permit you to share a few of my many virtues. If there was a game with both top-tier writing and tight, frame-perfect gameplay, yeah, that's where we would be. Huelo, that's where we would be. That game would have it all. You know, honestly, on some levels, Celeste was kind of the perfect... I mean, Celeste didn't have a lot of reading, but it's actually like very story-based in my mind. Okay, and she won't tell me about Rufinus or about the Lord's Mail. Both of those are quests, but we need somebody who trusts us. And the only way we have to persuade people right now is to throw money at them. Which we could do, but we're not quite that rich yet. The Book of Dawn of Dusk we've read. Dark Souls, yeah, also, yeah. Which is why we spent so much time playing... Oh, speak of the devil. That's why we spent so much time playing Elden Ring. I don't believe I've seen a dark elf with such a grand outfit in some time. Can I help you? Kamanatong? The Kamanatong are known for their brutal disregard for human life. Background. I am Rufinus Alcius, acrobat and agent of the Imperial Legion, Empire. The Empire is the greatest achievement of Tamrielic civilization. This melting pot of contrasting cultures is held together by a strong hereditary emperor and bureaucracy, by the rule of law, by a powerful professional army, and by religious tolerance. Education and wealth is broadly distributed through all social classes where imperial culture has flourished. Many citizens are literate and protected under imperial law. Thieves Guild. It isn't easy to find out where Thieves Guild members meet. For obvious reasons, you should have to look around and talk to the right people. How about you? That's me, Lord's Mail. I have a hunch, yes. Oh, we got some info finally. Furious Asilius, who was banished from the Legion some time ago. He spoke of the armor before his leave, and of secret caves below the castle. Motive and opportunity. He seemed to have both. Ask about him at the Imperial Guard garrison. He used to stay there. Okay. Great. Furious Asilius. Furious Asilius. As I said, ask at the Imperial Guard garrison. Okay, great. Amazing. Cool. Okay, let's check these books. The Alchemist's Formulary. It sounds like a level up or a skill up. Sweet. That's book number 100, friends. That puts us at, I would guess, about 20%. No, wait. 40% of the way there. I feel like we had like a big glut Oh, no skill up. Interesting. Cool. Interesting. Okay. Game.
Look how drunk
Looking
I am,
it.
and how full of cheese my
Yo, thank you
mouth
so much.
is.
That's not that much cheese.
It's just not very much cheese. Thank you, Austin, for the bits. Yeah, Celeste did have a really good story. It really had a really good emotional core to it, and I think that drew me through. It's why I found Celeste so compelling to play, yeah. This library has the lighting of an intimate Italian restaurant. Yeah, nothing bothers me, honestly, like restaurants that are too dark. You know, nothing tells me I'm gonna be... I don't know. I probably sound like an old person, but like a restaurant that is like dim, it's a mood. It's a vibe, you know? It's just rarely the one I want. The Alchemist's Formulary. Also restaurant, yeah, anyway. This restaurant is too loud and too dark. Can we go somewhere where they have rolls? That's what my mother-in-law would say. She's a real stickler. If we go to a restaurant and it doesn't have rolls, she's not happy. Healer's recipes. Healers should know all the recipes for the following popular potions. Fortunately, in most cases, the ingredients are common and cheaply obtained. To restore health to the afflicted and wounded, combine in equal parts 2 or more of the following cheap and common ingredients. This is actually good to know. Marshmallow, wickweed, cork bulb root, and salt rice. Marshmallow is an important crop of the Ashadian Isles, but it also grows wild in the Grayslands and on Azuros coast. Wickweed is a wild ashland grain that grows in the Grayslands. Cork bulb grows best in the Ashadian Isles. Most salt rice comes from southeastern Morrowind, but there are also some new and prospering farms and plantations in the Ashadian Isles. Salt rice occasionally grows wild in the Grayslands and on Azuros coast. To restore fatigue after heavy exertion, combine 2 or more of the following: crab meat, bread, small kwama egg, and chokeweed. Crab meat is taken from the mud crab, commonly found along all coasts. Bread in Morrowind is usually baked from salt rice flour. Kwama eggs are harvested from egg mines and sold everywhere in Morrowind. The smaller eggs retain properties lost in later states of gestation. Chokeweed is a tough shrub growing in the rocky highlands of the West Gash. You could tell they were playing, is AD&D a specific version? What about this rings of D&D to you? Your only critique of Celeste is that it seems somewhat derivative of Mario. I think that's wrong. Or let me put, I think I would strongly disagree with that take, Euro, because Celeste includes many mechanics that Mario has never touched. Yeah, I mean, it's like Celeste is only derivative of Mario in the sense that like every platformer ever is derivative of Mario, I would say. Actually, mechanically, Celeste really doesn't play anything like Mario. Yeah. But isn't every platformer? Wouldn't every platformer fall into the same thing? Yeah. Thaco. Thac Zero. Celeste involves jumping from thing to thing, and I can't tell if you're joking, Euro. Because like it's a whole genre of games. To cure common diseases, combine grave dust and green lichen. Grave dust is spirit affinitive dust taken from remains buried in consecrated ground. Green lichen is a hardy primitive plant that grows in the Ashadian Isles and Azuros coast. Okay, Euro, you got me. Maddie knew Kaizo before she made Celeste. I think so. I think was aware of it. I don't actually know, to be honest, Kraz. Cuphead? Mario, yeah. Derivative. To restore magicka for spellcasting, combine comberry and frost salts. Comberry is a bitter berry used to make wines. It grows mainly in the Ashadian Isles. Frost salts, by contrast, are rare and expensive. These crystalline compounds precipitate from elemental frost in solution. Such residues may be collected from the remains of frost atronox that have been banished from the mortal planes. Well, that's super rare. How the fuck are we gonna get magicka restoration potions if we have to kill frost atronox in the process? Atronax. Travelers' recipes. Pilgrims and travelers will find the following inexpensive recipes of particular interest. Feather reduces the weary traveler's burdens and can be gained from heather and scuttle. Heather is a low evergreen shrub of the Ashadian Isles, known for its small pinkish-purple flowers. Scuttle, Vardenfell's favorite local dish, is similar to cheese and made from the flesh of local beetles. Huh. Weird. We could definitely use a feather spell, to be honest, to be able to just carry more stuff around. Yeah, another one came out like a week ago. That's awesome. I would legit like to play some of Maddie's ROM hacks. She 100%ed every Mario game, yeah. Yeah. Hollow Knight, Mario, yeah, all of the above. Yeah. Levitation can be produced from any of two of the following ingredients: trama root, racer plumes, and coda flowers. A thick, bitter-tasting root of the trama shrub grows in the ashlands, Molag Amur, and Red Mountain regions. Racer plumes are plucked from dead cliff racers. Coda flowers are collected from the primitive draggle-tail plant of the Bitter Coast. I normally wouldn't mention this, but I do have to brag for a second that we've had Maddie in stream once or twice before as we were playing Celeste. And I would love to play some more of their work. And I think I played some of the Celeste prequel too. The game that was before Celeste. The power of water breathing is handy for travelers, like the Pico 8 version of Celeste, I think. You taught Maddie how to use RetroArch, Jay. Pay it forward, the cycle. Oh, that's sick, Jay. Oh, that's really cool. The power of water breathing is handy for travelers. A potion may be made from 2 or more of the following ingredients: luminous rusula, hackle low leaf, and quamacuddle. Luminous rusula is a squat, mottled brown and green toadstool mushroom of the Bitter Coast region. Hackle low leaf is a succulent leaf of the Grayslands, prized for its taste and its roborative? Roborative? I would normally say that's a typo for restorative, but it's very intentional. Roborative. What does that mean? Right now, your name is Maddie. Oh, cool. Cool, fem. Maddie in chat. Wow. Holy shit, fem. Roborative. Interesting. Quamacuddle is a tough, waxy substance that comes from the sacs in the mouth of Quama. Roborative. Interesting. Adventurers' recipes. Unfortunately, the potions most favored by adventurers require more rare and expensive ingredients. There are exceptions, like the easy and affordable recipe for Fire Shield, but most such potions require at least one ingredient with high cost in coin or blood. Fire Shield potions can be made from comberry and slowed soap. Comberry is the bitter berry of the Ashadian Isles. Slowed soap is a waxy substance made from the immature, non-sentient forms of the slowed. Slowed soap is not expensive, but is only rarely stocked by apothecaries or alchemists and cannot be collected locally. Yeah, here, we should do I think it's this Maddie Makes Games, I think. I thought it was that. I'm not sure if I remember Maddie's username, but it was something like that. You probably couldn't even see it, but I tried to do... Maybe it's underscores, yeah. With a Y, that's it. There, we got it, nice. Do I follow Maddie? I do. Okay, great. Good. Okay. Needed to stop and check that. Yeah, so maybe she stopped. Maybe she'll come back. Like, follow, subscribe. You mean games like Siobhan Action and the Impossible game, but there were earlier ones. Yeah. Yes. Yes, definitely, Huela. Yeah, and Mario is certainly not even genre defining in terms of Mario. Oh, you mean like for Kaizo and like the development of Kaizo. Yeah, yeah. Slowed soap is not expensive, but is only rarely stocked by apothecaries or alchemists and cannot be collected locally. An adventurer can fortify his strength with a potion made from ash yams and droy wax. Ash yam is a tough, tuberous root vegetable common to the Ashadian Isles region. Droy wax is a tough, waxy substance scraped from droig shells. Droig are powerful aquatic creatures, and hunting them for their hides and wax is a dangerous occupation. Invisibility, one of the most prized effects of potions, can be made only from crushed diamonds and bitter green petals. Bitter green is a red flowering plant growing in the Red Mountain region. Diamonds, on the other hand, are very rare and expensive and usually must be purchased from fine alchemists. Cool, okay. Reading it. Homilies of Blessed Almalexia. Yeah, it's super useful. We could kind of guess our way at it, but maybe we'll try and seal it. We might be able to pull that off. Yeah, we've read homilies. I'm gonna try and do it here. They don't even see me. Who's calling for guards?
Any time now.
Are you mad at me? Hold up. Before we reload, am I in trouble?
What is it, Dunmer?
Did I do a crime? It does not seem like I did a crime.
Any time now.
Yeah, does anybody want to arrest me? Hello? Normally, if I was actually in trouble, this guard would come and spank me. We're chill?
Let's hear it.
Okay, we were able to just steal the book, I guess. So, nice. Shitty alchemist. Hey, wanna buy some diamonds? Yeah, a fine alchemist? Thank you. I mean, honestly, who's gonna buy diamonds and grind them up into, you know, into a potion? That seems dumb. By the way, we got a new robe. This is awesome. So we've been plundering Ebonheart Castle. We found this awesome robe. It's enchanted. Is KQ starting drama again? God. It's enchanted. It has a huge charge, 775 charge. Resists shock and spell absorption. Huge, actually. Capture card. Literally used in industry all the time. I know, but not. I know, but it feels silly to grind them up and eat them or whatever.
Yes, madam.
Oh my god, gotcha. Okay, I guess we're fine. We stole that book, but I guess no one is mad at us.
Yes.
We're gonna do this. I guess this isn't really a safety save, but whatever, we'll just pay. Okay, and here we are, a bookshelf. You love to see it. What's this big book? Saryani's Sermons. We've read this. Yep. How about this? The True Nature of Orcs. We've read this. Yep. Vampires of Vardenfell, Volume 1. We've read. The Ruins of Kemelze. The streamer doesn't know shit about heavy industry diamonds. Truth is out. Yeah, exposed. We've read The Ruins of Kemelze. Very strong so far. Mysterious Akavir. We've read a couple of copies of it. Overview on Gods and Worship. We've read. Reflections on Cult Worship. We've read. Lives of the Saints. We've read. The Wolf Queen, Book 5. We've not read. Okay. There's nothing so satisfying as seeing a shelf full of books and being like, yeah, I read that. I read that too. Read that 3. Alrighty. Mandatory. Yo, Yara, thank you for the gifts of the Chillingworth. What about the lusty Argonian maid? Don't cry, Wolf. You know, everybody comes in and they're like, the lusty Argonian made this. The lusty Argonian made that. You know, we haven't found it yet. You know, we're in a castle. This is a fancy place. Don't cry, Wolf, okay? I don't just have smut lying around, okay? This is for sophisticated people, okay? This lady's a gentlewoman. Classy castle, yeah. Yeah. No fucking sloppy-ass castle. You have gained knowledge from this book. Your speechcraft skill increased to 36. And we read books in the order in which we find them, so. This is the fine alchemist castle, yeah. In the original, enchanted objects looked like they were coated in an inch-thick cellophane. Cute. Cute. Yara, thank you again for the gifts of the Chillingworth. Very sweet of you. Hey, OG Prodigy. You asked about, it's asked about so often you're wondering if it's a meme or YouTube video. I think people, it is. It's like Rule 34, Austin. It's like its own thing that people, it has a life far beyond. It's like the one book everyone wants to read. The Wolf Queen, Book 5 by Wageen Jarth. From the pen of Inzolicus, 2nd century sage and student of Montakai. 3rd era 119. For 21 years, the Emperor Antiochus Septim ruled Tamriel and proved an able leader despite his moral laxity. His greatest victory was in the War of the Isle in the year 110, when the Imperial fleet and the royal navies of Somerset Isle, together with the magical powers of the Sigic Order, succeeded in destroying the Pyandonian invading armada. His siblings, King Magnus of Lilmoth, King Sepphoris of Gillane, and Potema, the Wolf Queen of Solitude, ruled well, and relations between the Empire and the kingdoms of Tamriel were much improved. Still, centuries of neglect had not repaired all the scars that existed between the Empire and the kings of High Rock and Skyrim. Jarth heads in the chat. Yo, seriously, I was about to say, Peter, like, Wageen Jarth probably has written like 20 of the books we've read so far or something. Like, Wageen Jarth is like prolific. Hey, welcome, Magic Pen. It's great to see you. We beat that level. Blah, Magic Pen, we beat that level. Holy cannoli. It's a heck of an accomplishment. During a rare visitation from his sister and nephew Uriel, Antiochus, who had suffered from several illnesses over his reign, lapsed into a coma. For months, he lingered in between life and death while the Elder Council prepared for the ascension of his 15-year-old daughter, Kintyra, to the throne. 3rd era 120. Mother, I can't marry Kintyra. Wa'een Jarth. That was pretty close. I can't marry Kintyra, said Uriel, more amused by the suggestion than offended. We should start running text-to-speech on some of these names more often. She's my first cousin, and besides, I believe she's engaged to one of the Lords of Council, Modellus. You're so squeamish. There's a time and a place for propriety, said Potema, but you're correct at any rate about Modellus, and we shouldn't offend the Elder Council at this critical juncture. How do you feel about Princess Rachma? You spent a good deal of time in her company in Faerun. You were going to ask about it, but got scared in case we didn't know. Yeah, we were victorious. No, I thank you for your caution. Yeah, what did you expect though, Austin? What did you expect? She's all right, said Uriel. Don't tell me you want to hear all the dirty details. Speaking of a non-Rule 34 thing, there's this comic. Huela and I were talking about it. It has a specific name. It's called Prequel. The Adventures of Katya Monaghan. But hold up, don't look at the front page. Oh, there's actually updates this year. Yo, that's sick. Start here, though, if you feel like it. This is actually just a phenomenal comic, and it was kind of like crowdsourced, so it was kind of like the creator would do panels of the comic and then would like ask questions in the comments, and people would, you know, like people would throw out suggestions that they would riff off of for each next one. And it's just really well done, actually. It's about like a Khajiit person who's like has a lot of problems, but they want to like become an adventurer kind of, and they have all kinds of issues. It's quite fun. She's all right, said Uriel. Don't tell me you want to hear all the dirty details. Please spare me your study of her anatomy, Potema grimaced. But would you marry her? I suppose so. Very good. I'll make the arrangements then. Potema made a note for herself before continuing. King Euromo has been a difficult ally to keep, and a political marriage should keep Faerun on our side. Should we need them? When is the funeral? What funeral? Asked Uriel. You mean for Uncle Antiochus? Of course, sighed Potema. Anyone else of note die recently? There were a bunch of little Redguard children running through the halls, so I guess Sepphoris has arrived. Magnus arrived at court yesterday, so it ought to be any day now. It's time to address the council then, said Potema, smiling. She dressed in black, not her usual colorful ensembles. It was important to look the part of the grieving sister. Regarding herself in the mirror, she felt that she looked all of her 53 years. A shock of silver wound its way through her auburn hair. The long, cold, dry winters in northern Skyrim had created a map of wrinkles, thin as a spiderweb, all across her face. Still, she knew that when she smiled, she could win hearts, and when she frowned, she could inspire fear. It was enough for her purposes. Potema's speech to the Elder Council is perhaps helpful to students of public speaking. She began with flattery and self-abasement. My most august and wise friends, members of the Elder Council, I am but a provincial queen, and I can only assume to bring to issue what you yourselves must have already pondered. She continued on to praise the late emperor, who had been a popular ruler despite his flaws. He was a true septim and a great warrior, destroying, with your counsel, the near-invincible armada of Payan Dania. But little time was wasted before she came to her point. The Empress Gisela, unfortunately, did nothing to temper my brother's lustful spirits. In point of fact, no whore in the slums of the city spread out on more beds than she. Slut-shaming much? Wait. The Empress? I'm sorry. She's telling everybody that the Empress didn't like fuck good enough to keep her brother from going off and going to prostitutes? Or is it not? No whore in the slums of the city spread out on more beds than she. But if she was spreading out on so many beds, why wasn't she tempering Potema's brothers' lustful spirits? I don't get it. Had she attended to her duties in the imperial bedchamber more faithfully, we would have a true heir to the empire, not the half-wit milksop bastards who call themselves the emperor's children. Yeah, it's always the lady's fault, isn't it? The girl called Kintyra is popularly believed to be the daughter of Gisela and the captain of the guard. It may be that she is the daughter of Gisela and the boy who cleans the cistern. We can never know for certain. Not as certainly as we can know the lineage of my son, Uriel, the eldest true son of the Septim dynasty. My lords, the princes of the empire will not stand for a bastard on the throne. That I can assure you. She ended mildly, but with a call to action. Posterity will judge you. You know what must be done. That evening, Potema entertained her brothers and their wives in the map room, her favorite of the imperial dining chambers. The walls were splashed with bright, fading representations of the empire and all the known lands beyond, Atmora, Yokuda, Akavir, Payan Dania, Thras. Overhead, the great glass domed ceiling, wet with rain, displayed distorted images of the stars overhead. Lightning flashed every other minute, casting strange phantom shadows on the walls. When will you speak to the council? Asked Potema as dinner was served. I don't know if I will, said Magnus. I don't believe I have anything to say. I'll speak to them when they announce the coronation of Kintyra, said Sepphoris, merely as a formality to show my support and the support of Hammerfell. You can speak for all of Hammerfell? Asked Potema, with a teasing smile. The Redguards must love you very much. We have a unique relationship with the Empire and Hammerfell, said Sepphoris' wife, Bianchi. Since the Treaty of Stros Mkai, it's been understood that we are part of the Empire, but not a subject. I understand you've already spoken to the Council, said Magnus's wife, Helena, pointedly. She was a diplomat by nature, but as the Cyrodiilic ruler of an Argonian kingdom, she knew how to recognize and confront adversity. Yes, I have, said Potema, pausing to savor a slice of braised jolf-bird. I gave them a short speech about the coronation this afternoon. Our sister is an excellent public speaker, said Sepphoris. You're too kind, said Potema, laughing. I do many things better than speaking. Such as? Asked Bianchi, smiling. Might I ask what you said in your speech? Asked Magnus suspiciously. There was a knock on the chamber door. The head steward whispered something to Potema, who smiled in response and rose from the table. I told my council that I would give my full support to the coronation, provided they proceed with wisdom. What could be sinister about that? Potema said, and took her glass of wine with her to the door. If you'll pardon me, my niece Kintyra wishes to have a word with me. Kintyra stood in the hall with the Imperial Guard. She was but a child on reflection. Potema realized that at her age, she was already married 2 years to Mantiarco. But on reflection, there was a similarity to be certain. Potema could see Kintyra as the young queen, with dark eyes and pallid skin smooth and resolute like marble. Anger flashed momentarily in Kintyra's eyes on seeing her aunt, but emotion left her, replaced with calm, imperial presence. Queen Potema, she said serenely, I have been informed that my coronation will take place in 2 days' time. Your presence at the ceremony will not be welcome. I have already given orders to your servants to have your belongings packed, and an escort will be accompanying you back to your kingdom tonight. That is all. Goodbye, Aunt. Potema began to reply, but Kintyra and her guard turned and moved back down the corridor to the stateroom. The Wolf Queen watched them go, and then re-entered the map room. Sister-in-law, asked Potema, addressing Bianchi with deep malevolence, you asked what I do better than speaking? The answer is war. The plot thick. Thick. The Cantatas of Vivek we've read. Yep. The Brief History of the Empire, Volume 1 to 3, 4, we've read. And it was not very brief. But then again, I suppose the History of the Empire isn't very brief itself. The Annotated Anuad we've read. Aedra and Daedra we've read. Ancestors in the Dunmer we've read. The Annotated Anuad and the Anticipations we've read. Yep. Biography of Baron Zaya, Volume 1, 2, and 3 we have read. New Jarth Enjoyer, yeah. Yeah, he's like, it's amazing. Honestly, it's amazing how much diversity there is in the different writing styles, and I can't even call them tropes. It's not, or I can't even call them archetypes even. They're like, because this is still inside, actually. That's very interesting to me. That was also a transition from here. Okay, great. But they do such a job of building up this compelling world, sort of, on so many different levels, and really making the case, I think, above all, of like a complex political environment, you know? Okay, so we come downstairs from the map room.
Yes.
Wageen Charth is widely considered to be one of the better Elder Scrolls writers. I can see that. I can definitely see that. Duke's Guards. Okay. Can we walk into the Duke's? That room is locked. So is that.
Now.
The door to the shrine is locked? Huh. Can't believe I forgot the word authors. Yeah, that's a word. Okay, this does not transition down here. It goes to a bedroom. Close that door. Nobody in bed. Okay. Yay. You know, I've gotten almost no sneaking skill at any point. I've literally gotten 0 progress towards anything in sneak. Do I need to be sneaking around people more? I would have expected to have gotten something from it. Expensive gloves. Yo, I want gloves. I have gauntlets. Expensive clothes? Sick. I love it. Lots of clothes. That's great. Well, we're starting to get to the point where our clothing is enchanted. Can I sleep? We could. Hey, Iva, welcome. Thanks for lurking. You gotta sneak around in front of people? They don't like it. Like this? Do I actually have to succeed? I'm not even... It's not even... I don't even get the sneaking. Maybe I could try it on the stairs? You'll succeed for brief moments. When they don't see you? Okay, well, so now I'm sneaking and they don't see me. We have the icon at least. I thought I had been sneaking when people, like around people like this before. Give me 1 point out of 100 of progress here, and I'll feel better about it. In the olden days, people used to only subsist on gummy pickles for days at a time. Good evening, Kate-chan. It's good to see you. How do we... Actually, Yaiba, my jump skill is, like, way better than my walk skill. Jump skill is acrobatics, walk skill is athletics. And so I actually, for most of the game, I've moved faster by jumping everywhere, but I need to build up my walking skill. So I've been walking everywhere. I don't understand this. Is my skill so low that this, like, is not working for me? The way to cheese it is to sneak against the wall behind an NPC for hours. Yeah, I mean, how about this? How about we just...
What's this about?
Okay, you're not looking at me.
Where did I put that?
They're gonna look at me. Let's go upstairs and try it again. I just want to understand how I get... So, okay, so yeah, but this actually, right now, this is our running speed. This uses stamina rapidly. This is our walking speed. This is the only way we can move without sacrificing stamina. Okay, I guess, okay. I pressed Q, I pressed auto walk. Show me the points. The NPCs walk faster than you. They sure do, Yaiba. Okay, so it is shown now at least. Come back the next day. Tut tut. I just want to see any progress. I guess it's like I'm not waiting long enough. Y'all sneaking in here? I sense that there's like 18 distinct ways to break the game. No, yeah, but we're fucking trucking. At the beginning of the game, yeah, but we were like baby stepping our way to victory. We move way faster than at the start of this playthrough. And yeah, but we're only 40 hours in, okay? So the game is like just getting started. Stum. Okay, I give up. I'm just gonna train it later, I guess. I legitimately must just be so bad or something that it doesn't want to do the thing. So we went downstairs. We cannot go into the shrine and stuff. We can go right into the Imperial Guard garrison. We'll do that in a second, but before we do that, let's go back. So part of the game, Yaiba, is literally like toggling into like running mode, which looks like this. Here's our walking speed. And then you run until you like run out of stamina to train, and then you walk again. Yeah, training is totally acceptable, Eduardo. Yaiba, this is art, okay? This is what good looks like. Okay. Yeah, swing them arms. Isn't that how you walk? That goes outside. What's your name, person? Evos Ofravel. I just want to try this. Evos Othravel.
Orthravel.
Okay, Orthravel. Your trade. I am a witch hunter. I dedicate body and soul to the destruction of profane magics. Most foul are necromancers who defile the bodies and spirits of the sacred dead. Equally abominable are the evil Daedra worshippers. The Daedra lords delight in the torment and corruption of mortals, and they reward followers with terrible powers, always used for evil purposes. In employing the tools of the enemy, the spells of the College of Conjuration, I risk contamination, but fire must be fought with fire. They love you to walk slow as snow melts. Yeah, you can't go too fast. 7 Graces. It is customary for every member of the temple to do the pilgrimage of the 7 Graces. If you want to learn more, read the Pilgrim's Path. Yeah, we have that quest, which is essentially to go to every shrine in the kingdom, which is like a big quest, honestly. Now, if you're not like focusedly doing it, that's a big quest. We have a bunch of stairs upward.
Speak freely.
Hi, Ruchia Konishan. Healing altar. You may pray at imperial cult healing altars and receive blessings which cure common and blight diseases, cure poisons, and restore attributes. Non-members pay 25 drakes. Newer members pay 10 drakes, while higher-ranking members receive blessings for free. Healing altars are found in Vivek Foreign Quarter, Wolverine Hall and Streath Morale, Fort Buckmouth, Fort Moonmoth, Fort Plagiod, Fort Darius, Aldrune Guild of Mages, and Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart. Services. You can find Imperial Cult services in Fort Buckmouth. I don't want to read that. It's like literally the same thing. Morrowind lore. The Daedra and the Saints are worshipped as ancestors by the temple, and each family maintains a shrine dedicated to the remains of the spirits of the clan's dead. Training? My services are reserved as a privilege of higher rank iios, but serve well, win advancement, and your turn will come. Okay. Yeah, we'll train. I'm not in a huge hurry to train at the moment. Hey, Gala Strenim. I like that headpiece. Look at that hair. Sick. Background. I am Galastranim, sorcerer and wizard of the great House Telvanni. Oh, sick. This is like the first Telvanni house person we've met, I think. Abolitionists. These outlanders won't be happy until slavery is outlawed. It's our right to have slaves, by law and custom, and it's none of their damn business. House Redoran. House Redoran is one of the 3 great houses on Vardenfell. The Redorans talk and talk and talk about duty and honor and piety and their proper role in life. We Telvanni have a more pragmatic approach. House Telvanni. House Telvanni is one of the great houses. We value talent, knowledge, and initiative. Perhaps you would like to join House Telvanni. Sure, why not? Go to Sadrith Marah and speak with the mouths in the Telvanni Council Hall. I like that we can just join literally everyone. I'm sure at some point they'll conflict. Like, you'll have like a quest that goes against another house, but it's pretty chill so far. If you steal from another Telvanni, but still live, then clearly you deserve whatever you stole. Cool. Murdering your opponents by magic or treachery is the traditional way of settling disputes. If you win, then clearly your argument has more merit. You may be expelled in any other great house, but most Telvanni will not care or even know about it. Wow! Holy shit. Anarchy. Morrowind lore. Many Dunmer in Morrowind don't like Outlander Dunmer. Dark elves born and raised to imperial ways can't understand what it is to be a Dunmer born and bred. Little advice. Just because your lord gives you a task, don't assume you should be able to do it. Your lord doesn't really know what you can or can't handle. And most Telvanni lords don't care. Damn. Holy shit. Okay. Hi, Mobai. Okay, what do you want to do, Mobai? Cool. Seems fucking chill. Hey, Relin Halalu.
What do you want?
House Redoran. House Redoran is one of the 3 great houses on Vardenfell. The Redorans are honorable and fair in their dealings with other houses, but they have no business sense. Those of us in House Halalu understand the power of wealth and do not ponder morality day after day. My trade, I am a Nightblade, blending the disciplines of the stealthy agent and subtle wizard. I move unseen and undetected, foil locks and traps, and teleport to safety when threatened, or strike like a viper from ambush. The College of Illusion hides me and fuddles or pacifies my opponents. The College of Mysticism detects my object, reflects and dispels enemy spells, and makes good my escape. The key to a Nightblade's success is avoidance, by spell or by stealth. With these skills, all things are possible. Cool. Sick.
Speak, traveler.
Okay, so this goes outside too. So let's go left here. Okay, great. We want to resist the urge to go downstairs for now, or upstairs. Oh, hi.
Any time now.
Man, so rainy. Yeah. Yeah, the Telvanni don't give a fuck. Sick, and so we're looking south. Man. Oh, the rain sound is great. Oh, the sea. Reminds me of Moby Dick. and the sharing of, yeah. And and things people share on the sea. Okay, so we walk around. Oh, Moby Dick, please. My favorite passage. Yeah, that one. Let's go back inside. Great. Okay, we come back outside. We cannot go to the right. We can only go here. Does this go downstairs? No, it's a whole
So,
place.
where are you from?
Cool. Hey, Kay. Nice hammer. They look awesome. Hello, Layman iios. My name is Kay, and I'm in charge of the volunteer shrine sergeants for the cult. Are you ready for a shrine sergeant assignment? Sure, why not? I'm ready for a shrine sergeant assignment. Good, I could use a little help here. We treated a high elf named Kariarel. I can't. Kariarel. It's so hard to know. Carrierol, that's better, for swamp fever, but we later discovered that while he was here, a rare chapel limeware bowl, oh no, disappeared from our shrine. Will you find this Carrierol and retrieve our bowl for us? The High Elves are a small, tight-knit community on Vardenfell. Try asking other High Elves if they know Carrierol and where he lives. That's so vague. It's like literally just like, ask any other elf where this elf is. Jeez. I mean, I guess. You think that'll work? You're a Sergeant Shriner already? Nifty, yeah. Honestly, it's almost like from the game start, at least from the way we built our character, we're like immediately eligible for literally every group. But it's honestly really just like your entry point for quests, right? More or less. Advancement. You have the attributes and skills we expect in our higher ranks. And see, I'm already eligible to advance in a lot of these things, but you have not yet dedicated enough time and service to the Nine to warrant advancement. I can tell you more about the Imperial cult ranks and their requirements if you like. Carrierol. He was a tall, dark-haired fellow with sharp features, but that description would fit a lot of High Elves. We were treating him for swamp fever, so perhaps he lives along the coasts, where mud crabs sometimes carry disease. As I said, try asking around among High Elves. I believe there are several serving in the Hawkmouth Legion garrison here in Ebonheart. Chapel Limeware Bowl. The bowl was a gift from a benefactor. It's a unique item, quite valuable, and it would be embarrassing if our benefactor were to visit and find it missing. Hala Ode. Hala Ode is a tiny, isolated fishing village on western Vardenfell in the Bitter Coast region. You can take passage to Hala Ode from the Ebonheart docks. Speak to Navosi Halan, shipmaster. His boat is the Chun Ook. Imperial cult ranks. The 10 ranks of the status in the Imperial cult are, from lowest rank to highest. Rank 1, Layman. Rank 2, Novice. Rank 3, Initiate. Rank 4, Acolyte. Rank 5, Adept. Rank 6, Disciple. Rank 7, Oracle. Rank 8, Invoker. Rank 9, Theurgist. And rank 10, Primate. You are currently at rank Layman, iios. Great. Cool. Cool is a small village on the northwest coast of Vardenfell. Siltstrider.
Squeeze.
Yes.
Squeeze. All the morning long, I squeezed that sperm till I myself almost melted into it.
Yes.
I squeezed that sperm till a strange sort of insanity
Squeeze
came
it.
over me, and I found
So
myself
squeeze it crazy.
unwittingly squeezing my co-laborers' hands in it, mistaking their hands for the gentle globules. Such an abounding, affectionate, friendly, loving feeling did this avocation beget, that at last I was continually squeezing their hands, and looking up into their eyes sentimentally, as much as to say,
No, this is wonderful.
"Oh, my dear fellow beings, why should we longer cherish any social acerbities, or know the slightest ill humor or envy? Come, let us squeeze hands all round, nay, let us all squeeze ourselves into each other, let us squeeze ourselves universally into the very milk and sperm of kindness."
Let us all squeeze ourselves into the very milk and sperm of kindness. Come on, come all. Thank you, Delta. Thank you. Yes, that. Siltstrider can carry you as far as Nisus. Then you'll have to travel north on foot, cross-country. The only certain landmarks in the region are the village of Kuul, the Daedric ruins at Ashal Mawia, southwest of Kuul, and the village of Ald Valathi on the coast west of both Ashal Mawia and Kuul. Little secret. An associate was on an expedition to Azuros coast. He just walks the beaches and islands looking for opportunities, and the oddest thing, he came back with tons of cash. Said he bumped into a real big spender, seemed sort of frazzled by the whole thing. He was pretty tight-lipped about the guy, only said he was a bit eccentric and seemed to have a serious alcohol problem. Wait, what? So there's some random person on Azuros coast who's an alcoholic and rich? Is this like Sheogorath or something? This seems like it could be like a god. Shrine Sergeant. A shrine sergeant helps keep order at the shrines, carries messages and packages, and sometimes escorts priests and lay servants on dangerous missions. This occasional service is ideal for bold, free-spirited adventurers like you. Supervising the shrine sergeants is my responsibility. Cool. What do you have to barter? Weapons. Okay, great to know. Lots of gold here. That's great to know. We already liquidated a lot of our stuff, but that's cool. And I don't think I want to sell anything else right now. To be honest, I might liquidate some of more of our ingredients. I'm gonna sell this loot. So then we have, okay, I'm gonna sell this fishing pole, I guess. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to fish. I have 7 torches? They weigh 3 each? Holy shit. We were carrying like 25 pounds worth of torches? Okay, no wonder we've had so many carry weight issues. Sell the repair prongs. I don't want any repair stuff. We'll keep all the keys. I'm not ready to sell soul gems. I feel like I need to use the soul gems, basically. Then we have lots of ingredients. Some of which I don't actually want to sell to this person. And we have shoes. Great. Great. Okay, great. I wish to see this rich alcoholic. Yes, we can learn so much. More books over there. Hi, hello. Lalacia Varian. Lots going on here. Is that text related to that milk game? No, that's actually from Moby Dick, Huela. Nothing brings a bunch of dudes together like a shared sperm experience after months alone at sea. Apparently. Alright, Lalacia has a lot to say. Advancement. You have the attributes and skills we expect in our higher ranks, but you have not yet dedicated enough time and service to the Nine to warrant advancement. I can tell you more about the Imperial cult ranks and their requirements if you like. Background. I am Lalacia Varian, priest and oracle of the Imperial cult. Cool. Blackmarsh. Most of the native Argonian population of Blackmarsh is confined to the great inland waterways and impenetrable swamps of the southern interior. There are a few roads here, and most travel is by boat. The coasts in the northwestern upland forests are largely uninhabited. For ages, the Dunmer have raided Blackmarsh for slaves. Though the Empire has made this illegal, the practice persists, and Dunmer and Argonians have a long-standing and bitter hatred for one another. Blessings. Most shrines provide common blessings like healing, cure common or cure blight disease, and cure poison. Cyrodiil. Cyrodiil is the cradle of human imperial high culture on Tamriel. It is the largest region of the continent, and most is endless jungle. The imperial city is in the heartland, the fertile Nibene Valley. The densely populated Central Valley is surrounded by wild rainforests, drained by great rivers into the swamps of Argonia and Topol Bay. The land rises gradually to the west and sharply to the north. Between its western coast and its central valley are deciduous forests and mangrove swamps. Elsewhere. The Khajiit of southern Elsewhere jungles and river basins are settled city dwellers with ancient mercantile traditions and a stable agrarian aristocracy based on sugarcane and salt rice plantations. The nomadic tribal Khajiit of the dry northern wastes and grasslands are, by contrast, aggressive and territorial tribal raiders, periodically united under tribal warlords. While the settled south has been quick to adopt imperial ways, the northern nomadic tribes cling to their warlike barbarian traditions. Empire. The Empire... You know, it's like a lot... I mostly believe that every time one of these dialogue options is highlighted, it's because it is, like, new to us. And the game absolutely does gray out dialogue options that are repeated between people. But sometimes we do end up reading almost the same thing, which is fine. The Empire is the greatest achievement of Tamrielic civilization. This melting pot of contrasting cultures is held together by a strong hereditary emperor and bureaucracy, by the rule of law, by a powerful professional army, and by religious tolerance. Education and wealth is broadly distributed through all social classes, where imperial culture has flourished. Many citizens are literate and protected under imperial law. See, it was different. Hammerfell. Hammerfell is primarily an urban and maritime province, with most of its population confined to the great port and trade cities. The interior is sparsely populated with small, poor farms and beast herds. The Redguard love of travel and adventure in the high seas has dispersed them as sailors, mercenaries, and adventurers in ports of call throughout the Empire. Imperial cult is duplicated? It might be. Oh, like it was, oh, it's like, yeah, it's the ranks entry. Yeah. Healing altar. You may pay at Imperial cult healing altars and receive blessings which cure common and blight diseases, cure poisons, and restore attributes. Non-members pay 25 drakes. Newer members pay 10 drakes. While higher ranking members receive, thank you by the way, KQ, receive blessings free. Healing altars are found in, I caught the first couple words of that before you bopped it. Well done. Vivek Foreign Quarter, Wolverine Hall and Streath Mara, Fort Buckmouth, Fort Moonmouth, Fort Pelagiad, Fort Darius, Aldrune Guild of Mages, and Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart. High Rock. High Rock encompasses the many lands and clans of Greater Brittany, the Delis Isles, the Bjolsak river tribes, and by tradition, the Western Reach. The rugged highland strongholds and isolated valley settlements have encouraged the fierce independence of the various local Breton clans, and this contentious tribal nature has never been completely integrated into a provincial or imperial identity. Nonetheless, their language, bardic traditions, and heroic legends are a unifying common legacy. Imperial cult. The missionary arm of the Great Faiths, the Imperial cult brings divine inspiration and consolation to the Empire's remote provinces. Imperial cult ranks, we've read this. Imperial provinces. The Empire of Tamriel encompasses the 9 Imperial provinces: Skyrim, High Rock, Hammerfell, Somerset Isle, Valenwood, Elsewhere, Black Marsh, Morrowind, and the ancient Imperial province itself, Cyrodiil. Morrowind was among the last of the provinces to be integrated into the Empire, and because it was added by treaty and not by conquest, Morrowind retains exceptional power to define local law by reference to ancient Great House precedents. Morrowind. Morrowind, homeland of the Dunmer peoples, is the northeasternmost province of the Tamrielic Empire. Most of the population is gathered in the high uplands and fertile river valleys of central Morrowind, especially around the inland sea. The inland island Vardenfell is encircled by the inner sea and is dominated by the titanic volcano Red Mountain and its associated ash wastelands. Most of the island's population is confined to the relatively hospitable west and southwest coast. Morrowind lore. Morrowind used to be free farmers and herders and fishermen ruled by great houses and their noble councils, but since the Imperial occupation, the Dunmer are more independent on trade and industry. My trade. I am a priest of the Imperial cult. My role is to advocate to the gods on behalf of our cult members. The Imperial cult provides certain benefits for its members at our shrines. 9 Divines. The official religion of the Empire, the Imperial cult, worships the 9 divines. The 9 divines are the Aedra, Akatosh, Dibella, Arkay, Zenithar, Mara, Stendar, Kinnereth, and Julianos, and the divine god hero Tiber Septim, founder and patron of the Empire. Services. You can find Imperial cult services in Fort Buckmouth, Fort Moonmouth, Fort Pelagiad, Fort Darius, Wolverine Hall and Streath Mara, Vivek Foreign Quarter, and Imperial Chapels in Ebonheart. Seek training at Wolverine Hall, Fort Buckmouth, Fort Moonmouth, Ebonheart Imperial Chapels, Governor's Hall in Caldera, and Aldwalathi Outpost. Many Imperial cult locations have healing altars. Shrines. Cult members and respectful guests may make offerings and receive blessings at shrines. The faithful of higher ranks need make no offering to receive blessings. Okay, from the beginning. Akatosh. Akatosh is the ultimate god of the Cyrodiilic Empire, where he embodies the qualities of endurance, invincibility, and everlasting legitimacy. Arkay. Arkay, god of the cycle of life and death, is the deity associated with burials and funeral rites, and is responsible for the progression of the seasons. His priests are staunch opponents of necromancy and all forms of the undead. Dibella. Dibella, the goddess of beauty, is the most popular god of the 9 divines. In Cyrodiil, she has nearly a dozen different cults, some devoted to women, some to artists and aesthetics, and others to erotic instruction. Julianos. Julianos, god of wisdom and logic, is the deity of literature, law, history, sorcery, enchantment, and alchemy. Monastic orders founded by Tiber Septim and dedicated to Julianos are the keepers of the Elder Scrolls. Kinnereth. Kinnereth, goddess of air, is the deity of the heavens, the winds, the elements, and the unseen spirits of the air. Patron of sailors and travelers, Kinnereth is invoked for auspicious stars at birth and for good fortune in daily life. You know, I was so disappointed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was so disappointed to see Skyrim abandoned the notion of like a sign you were born under. Did it? Or am I wrong? You just go to shrines, right? But you don't actually have, like... Unlike in Morrowind and Oblivion, you actually choose a sign to represent you. Yeah. Anyway, I really liked the element of yeah, like what sign were you born under? Mara. Mara, goddess of love, is the mother goddess, patron of the bountiful earth, and source of mortal compassion and understanding. She is associated with Nier of the Anuwad, the female principle of the cosmos that gave birth to creation. Skyrim. Skyrim, also known as the Old Kingdom or the Fatherland, was the first region of Tamriel settled by humans from the continent of Atmora, the hardy, brave, warlike Nords whose descendants still occupy this rugged land. Though more restrained and civilized than their barbarian ancestors, the Nords of the pure blood still excel in the many virtues of red war and bold expectation. It's because Skyrim is an isekai. I could believe it. Yeah, we don't know where you came from when you show up on that cart. Speaking of, we don't know where you come from when you show up on this boat. Well, I guess you do have a document that says you were sent by the Emperor, but... Yo, hey, welcome, Hot Hayosh. Sup, nerds? Great to see you. Hot, we beat that level. Holy shit, we actually beat that level at last. I feel so proud, to be honest with you. Here, I'm gonna change a thing. It's gonna mess me up, actually. Oh, it didn't mess me up. Okay, nice. Skyrim, also known as the Old Kingdom or the Fatherland, was the first region of Tamriel settled by humans from the continent of Atmora, the hardy, brave, warlike Nords whose descendants still occupy this rugged land. Though more restrained and civilized than their barbarian ancestors, the Nords of the pure blood still excel in the manly virtues of red war and bold exploration. I honestly don't know how many more exits we have in Quickie World. I think we're only at like 8 or 9 so far. So like, but I don't recall if the SMW Central entry says. We're in Special World though, so that's kind of a step. Approximately infinity. Stendar. Stendar, god of justice and mercy, is the patron of righteous might and merciful forbearance. He is the inspiration of magistrates and rulers, the patron of the Empire legions, and the comfort of the law-abiding citizen. Somerset Isle. The Somerset Isle is a green and pleasant land of fertile farmlands, woodland parks, and ancient towers and manors. Most settlements are small and isolated and dominated by ruling seats of the local wizard or warlord. The Isle has few good natural ports, and the natives are unwelcoming to foreigners, so the ancient chivalric high culture of the Aldmer is little affected by modern imperial mercantilism. Tiber Septim. In his aspect of Ysmir, Dragon of the North, Tiber Septim is also invoked as the patron of questing heroes. Yo, fuck Tiber Septim. This is some bullshit. I don't want to worship some dickhead who just made himself into like a religious figure. You know, fuck that. Uriel Septim. The current emperor is Uriel Septim, Uriel VII, 24th of the Septim dynasty. The emperor is over 80 and in poor health. He has 2 declared heirs, Emman and Ebel, but there is some controversy over the succession in the imperial city. Valenwood. Valenwood. Praise Talos. Hey, welcome, Skulgan. Where does the hammer fit into all this mercy? I don't know. We'll have to find out, Don't Cry Wolf. You remember spending hours playing Ultima back in the day? Yeah? Which one in particular? Do you remember which game it was? God, I was... Ultima stretches back to the very, very beginning days of computer RPGs. I think Ultima 1 came out in like 83 or something. In fact, we can find out by me swapping over to my CRPG Attic playlist. Ultima 1 came out in 81. Holy shit. 3 and 4. Yeah. Ultima 3 was 83. Nice. Valenwood is a largely uninhabited forest wilderness. Yeah, it's 1N. 1N in canon. But who's counting, you know? You strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. The number 8. That's good, Gero. I like that. Yeah, welcome, Skulgan. The coasts of Valenwood are dominated by mangrove swamps and tropical rainforests, while heavy rainfalls nurture the temperate inland rainforests. The Bosmer live in timber clan houses, at sites scattered along the coasts and through the interior. Connected only by undeveloped foot trails. The few imperial roads traverse vast, dense woodlands, studded with tiny, widely separated settlements, and carry little trade or traffic of any kind. It's 1N, but spelling is about making people understand. So double N, yeah, because the pronunciation is the same. And also, yeah, also that. It's very generous of you, Hadhayosh. Zenithar, trader god and patron of work and commerce, is the deity of wealth, labor, commerce, and communication. His priests have shown that the way to peace and prosperity is through earnest work and honest profit, not through war and bloodshed. Okay, great, great. So, Barter, what do you have for me? Oh, my services are reserved as a privilege of higher rank, iios, but serve well, win advancement, and your turn will come. So, okay, so we can't do anything with her. Cool. Okay. Cool. Hello, Saulius Cullion. Grace of the Nine, Citizen iios. I am Saulius Cullion. Welcome to Ebonheart, capital of Vardenfell district. Are you looking for someone in particular? Necromancy. In the Empire, body and spirit are protected as property and may not be used without permission of the owner, and public display of the living dead is widely prohibited, but necromancy itself is not really illegal. I love that it's like a loophole with necromancy. Like, no one likes it. Everyone does it. So he has some enchanted weapons. Iron, though. Not very good. I'm fucking sorry. Right gauntlet of horny fist? I'm fucking sorry. Excuse me? It's this is the name. No. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunately on the nose. Fortify skill hand-to-hand, 9 points. Cool. Well, blush. What kind of a game are we playing here? Jesus, okay. Only the one gauntlet, yeah. This is cool. I'm actually psyched. I dig the fact that we can just get enchanted gear, because that's like a great upgrade path for us. Enchanting. We haven't really enchanted anything, but we could go big. Enchanting stuff is expensive as hell. We could get boots of jumping, maybe. You know? It's expensive, though. It's already... Just like 1 point of jump for 1 second is 900. Other stuff is maybe not quite so expensive. Like, if we did, like, levitate... Yeah. To have, like, floaty boots, it's, like, would be all of our money, actually. How about... Whoops. Whoops, sorry. How about this? Cancel. Okay, delete. Delete. But how could we enchant our Dwarven Claymore? Enchant with Alm CV intervention. Oh, that's goofy. Like, if we wanted to enchant it with, like, Soul Trap or something, even that is, like, over 1k. Hey, Ross Jones. What's up? If we want to do, like, frost damage, though, even, like, literally 1 point of damage, like, the least possible amount of damage would essentially, like, bankrupt us at this point. Okay, so we're not enchanting anything at the moment. Yeah, so expensive. Honestly, I have the kind of money, Delta, that I just need to liquidate it. Look, this is a soul gem. Its value is 60,000. But nobody has that kind of money at the moment.
I'm listening.
Hey, Sarmosia Avant. Akatosh. Akatosh, the dragon god of time, is the chief deity of the 9 divines. Arche. Arche, god of the cycle of life and death, is the deity associated with burials and funeral rites, and is responsible for the progression of the seasons. His priests are staunch opponents of necromancy and all forms of the undead. I'm on the wrong scene? Or did it mess up? Or am I in the wrong scene? Oh, it messed up. No, the capture messed up, Jay. Good call. Yeah. Well, it's exciting to see that graphics cards are cheaper. I could think about replacing the graphics card. Maybe that would help. That's the one component that's not newish on my streaming box build. Capture card, I'm sorry, video card prices are so amazing right now. Literally, I think like 3090 prices are like probably a third. They're like a half to a third essentially of what I paid for it. Yeah, they're going down. That's great. It's great. Background. I'm Sarmosia Avant, monk and novice at the Imperial cult. Dibella. Dibella, the goddess of beauty, is the most popular god of the 9 divines. In Cyrodiil, she has nearly a dozen different cults, some devoted to women, some to artists and aesthetics, and others to erotic instruction. Julianos. Julianos, god of wisdom and logic, is the deity of literature, law, history, sorcery, enchantment, and alchemy. Monastic orders founded by Tiber Septim are dedicated to Julianos, and are the keepers. Dedicated to Julianos are the keepers of the Elder Scrolls. Kinnereth, goddess of air, is the deity of the heavens, the winds, the elements, and the unseen spirits of the air. Patron of sailors and travelers, Kinnereth is invoked for auspicious stars at birth and for good fortune in daily life. Mara. The goddess of Mara, goddess of love, is the mother goddess, patron of the bountiful earth, and source of mortal compassion and understanding. She is associated with Nier of the Anuad, the female principle of the cosmos that gave birth to creation. Okay, these are literally the exact same descriptions that we got from the other priest. Yeah, training. You can teach me to sneak. Oh, well, I thought I would get another option, but I guess I'll take it. We have 3K septims. Oh, it takes time. Okay, cool. Well, I'll take 2 levels, I guess. Hooray! Yay! Okay, how about you? Last but not
May
least.
the wind be on your back.
Hi, Frick. Morrowind lore. 3 cultures live on Vardenfell, the nomadic Ashlanders, the settled House Dunmer, and the Western Imperial colonists of all races. You sell a bunch of potions. Okay, seems good. Alrighty. Last but not least, yeah, thank Jeebus, the crypto crash. For real, for real. For my gods and emperor. For my gods and emperor. Okay, we've read that. The monomyth. I don't remember this one. We have not. The monomyth. So yes. The monomyth. We're going to finish the rest of these books and then I think we'll be done for the night. In Mundus, conflict and disparity are what bring change, and change is the most sacred of the 11 forces. Change is the force without focus or origin. Oagnithir, Taherate, order of PSJJJJ. Maybe the Sigic order? Simply put, the schism in the human/Aldmeri worldview is the mortal's relationship to the divine. Humans take the humble path, that they were created by the immortal forces, while the Aldmer clan claim descent from them. It doesn't seem like much, but it is a distinction that colors the rest of their diverging mythologies. All Tamrielic religions begin the same. Man or mare, things begin with the dualism of Anu and his other. These twin forces go by many names: Anu Padome, Anuiel Sithis, Ak-El, Satak Ak-El, is not. Anuiel is the everlasting, ineffable light. Sithis is the corrupting, inexpressible action. In the middle is the gray maybe, Nirn, in the El Nofex. In most cultures, Anuiel is honored for his part in the interplay that creates the world, but Sithis is held in highest esteem because he's the one that causes the reaction. Sithis is thus the original creator, an entity who intrinsically causes change without design. Even the Hist acknowledge this being. Anuiel is also perceived of as order, opposed to the Sithis, chaos. Perhaps it is easier for mortals to envision change than perfect stasis, for often Anuiel is relegated to the mythic background of Sithis' fancies. In Yokudan folktales, which are among the most vivid in the world, Satak is only referred to a handful of times as the Hum. He is a force so prevalent as to be not really there at all. In any case, from these two beings spring the Et Ada, or original spirits. To humans, these Et Ada are the gods and demons. To the Aldmer, the Aedra/Daedra, or the ancestors. All of the Tamrielic pantheons fill their rosters from these Et Ada, though divine membership often differs from culture to culture. Like Anu and Padome, though, every one of these pantheons contains the archetypes of the dragon god and the missing god. The dragon god and the missing god. The dragon god is always related to time and is universally revered as the first god. He is often called Akatosh, whose perch from eternity allowed the day. He is the central god of the Cyrodiilic Empire. The missing god is always related to the mortal plane, and he is a key figure in the human/Aldmeri schism. The missing refers to either his palpable absence from the pantheon, another mental distress that is interpreted a variety of ways, or the removal of his divine spark by the other immortals. He is often called Lorcan, and his epitaphs are many, equally damnable and devout. Note that Tamriel and the mortal plane do not exist yet. The Grey Maybe is still the playground of the original spirits. Some are more bound to Anu's light, others to the unknowable void. Their constant flux and interplay increase their number, and their personalities take long to congeal. When Akatosh forms, time begins, and it becomes easier for some spirits to realize themselves as beings with a past and a future. The strongest of the recognizable spirits crystallize. Mephala, Arche, Ifra, Magnus, Ruptka, etc., etc. Others remain as concepts, ideas, or emotions. One of the strongest of these, a barely formed urge that the others call Lorcan, details a plan to create Mundus, the mortal plane. Humans, with the exception of the Red Guards, see this act as a divine mercy, an enlightenment whereby lesser creatures can reach immortality. Aldmer, with the exception of the Dark Elves, see this act as a cruel deception, a trick that sundered their connection to the spirit plane. The myth of Orbis, subtitled The Sijic Compensation. Mythic Orbis was an attempt by Artaeum apologists to explain the basics of Aldmeri religion to Uriel V in the early glorious part of his reign. It quietly avoided any blame or bias against the Lorcan concept, which was still held in esteem by the Cyrodiils as Shazar, the missing sibling of the divines. Despite this, the Sijics still give a nice summary of the Elder view, and it will serve our purposes here. This version comes from the archives of the Imperial Seminary, from the handwritten notes of an unknown scribe. Mythic Orbis exists, and has existed from time without measure, as a fanciful, unnatural realm. Orbis is used to connote the imperceptible penumbra, the gray center between the is/is not of Anu and Padome. It contains the multitude realms of Aetherius and Oblivion, as well as other less structured forms. The magical beings of mythic Orbis live for a long time and have complex narrative lives, creating the patterns of myth. There are spirits made from bits of the immortal polarity. The first of these was Akatosh, the Time Dragon, whose formation made it easier for other spirits to structure themselves. Gods and demons form and reform and procreate. Finally, the magical beings of mythic Orbis told the ultimate story, that of their own death. For some, this was an artistic transfiguration into the concrete, non-magical substance of the world. For others, this was a war in which all were slain, their bodies becoming the substance of the world. For yet others, this was a romantic marriage in parenthood, with the parent spirits naturally having to die and give way to the succeeding immortal races. The agent of this communal decision was Lorcan, whom most early myths vilify as a trickster or deceiver. More sympathetic versions of this story point out Lorcan as being the reason the mortal plane exists at all. The magical beings created the races of the mortal Erebus in their own image, either consciously as artists and craftsmen, or as the fecund rotting matter out of which the mortals sprung forth, or in a variety of other analogical senses. The magical beings, then, having died, became the Et Ada. The Et Ada are the things perceived and revered by the mortals as gods, spirits, or geniuses of Erebus. Through their deaths, these magical beings separated themselves in nature from the other magical beings of the unnatural realms. The Daedra were created at this time also, being spirits and gods more attuned to oblivion, or that realm closer to the void of Padome. This act is the dawn of the mythic, Merethic era. It has been perceived by the earliest mortals many different ways, either as a joyous second. So the creation of the Daedra was delayed until Lorcan creates the mortal plane. As a joyous second creation, or especially by the elves, as a painful fracturing from the divine. The originator of the event is always Lorcan. This creator, trickster, tester deity is in every Tamrielic mythic tradition. His most popular name is the Aldmeri Lorcan, or Doom Drum. He convinced or contrived the original spirits to bring about the creation of the mortal plane, upsetting the status quo much like his father, Padome, had introduced instability into the universe in the beginning place. After the world is materialized, Lorcan is separated from his divine center, sometimes involuntarily, and wanders the creation of the Et Ada. Interpretations of these events differ widely by culture. Below are some of the better known. Yokuden Satakal, the world skin. Satak was first serpent, the snake who became before, and all the worlds to come rested in the glimmer of its scales. But it was so big there was nothing but, and thus it was coiled around and around itself, and the worlds to come slid across each other, but none had room to breathe or even be. And so the worlds called to something to save them, to let them out. But of course there was nothing outside the first serpent, so aid had to come from inside it. This was Akel, the hungry stomach. Big iios snug energy. Akel made itself known, and Satak could only think about whatever it was, and it was the best hunger, so it ate and ate. Soon there was enough room to live in the world, and things began. These things were new, and they often made mistakes, for there was hardly time to practice being things before. So most things ended quickly, or were not good and gave up on themselves. Some things were about to start, but they were eaten up as Satak got to that part of its body. This was a violent time. Pretty soon, Akel caused Satak to bite its own heart, and that was the end. The hunger, though, refused to stop, even in death, and so the first serpent shed its skin to begin anew. As the old world died, Satakal began, and when things realized this pattern, so did they realize what their part in it was. They began to take names like Ruptga or Tuwaka, and they strode about looking for their kin. As Satakal ate itself over and over, the strongest spirits learned to bypass the cycle by moving at strange angles. They called this process the walkabout, a way of striding between world skins. Ruptga was so big that he was able to place the stars in the sky so that weaker spirits might find their way easier. This practice became so easy for the spirits that it became a place called the Far Shores, a time of waiting until the next skin. Ruptga was able to sire many children through the cycles, and so he became known as the Tall Papa. He continued to place stars to map out the void for others, but after so many cycles, there were almost too many spirits to help out. He made himself a helper from the detritus of past skins, and this was Sep, or Second Serpent. Sep had much of the hungry stomach still left in him, multiple hungers from multiple skins. He was so hungry he could not think straight. Sometimes he would just eat the spirits he was supposed to help, but Tall Papa would always reach in and take them back out. Finally, tired of helping Tall Papa, Sep went and gathered the rest of the old skins and balled them up, tricking spirits to help him, promising them this was how you reached the new world, by making one out of the old. These spirits loved this way of living, as it was easier. No more jumping from place to place. Many spirits joined in, believing this was good thinking. Tall Papa just shook his head. I like it when you call me Tall Papa. Pretty soon the spirits on the skin ball started to die because they were very far from the real world of Satakal, and they found that it was too far to jump into the far shores now. The spirits that were left pleaded with Tall Papa to take them back, but Grim Ruptga would not, and he told the spirits that they must learn new ways to follow the stars to the far shores now. If they could not, then they must live on through their children, which was not the same as before. Sep, however, needed more punishment, and so Tall Papa squashed the snake with a big stick. The hunger fell out of Sep's dead mouth, and was the only thing left of the Second Serpent. While the rest of the new world was allowed to strive back to godhood, Sep could only slink around in a dead skin or swim about in the sky, a hungry void that jealously tried to eat the stars. Cyrodiilic Shazar's song. This was a new thing that Shazar described to the gods, becoming mothers and fathers, being responsible and making great sacrifices with no guarantee of success. But Shazar spoke beautifully to them and moved them beyond mystery and tears. Thus the Aedra gave free birth to the world, the beasts and the beings, making these things from parts of themselves. This free birth was very painful, and afterwards the Aedra were no longer young and strong and powerful as they had been from the beginning of days. Some Aedra were disappointed and bitter in their loss, and angry with Shazar and with all creation, for they felt Shazar had lied and tricked them. These Aedra, the gods of the Aldemir, led by Auriel, were disgusted by their enfeebled selves and by what they had created. Everything is spoiled for now and for all time, and the most we can do is teach the elven races to suffer nobly with dignity, and chastise ourselves for our folly, and avenge ourselves upon Shazar and his allies. Thus are the gods of the elves dark and brooding, and thus are the elves ever dissatisfied with mortality, and always proud and stoic, despite the harshness of this cruel and indifferent world. Other Aedra looked upon creation and were well pleased. These Aedra, the gods of men and beast folk, led by Akatosh, praised and cherished their wards, the mortal races. We have suffered and are diminished for all time, but the mortal world we have made is glorious, filling our hearts and spirits with hope. Let us teach the mortal races to live well, to cherish beauty and honor, and to love one another as we love them. Thus are the gods of men tender and patient, and thus are men and beast folk great in heart for joy or suffering, and ambitious for greater wisdom and a better world. Now, when the Daedra lords heard Shazar, they mocked him and the other Aedra. Cut parts of ourselves off and lose them forever? That's stupid. You'll be sorry. We are far smarter than you, for we will create a new world out of ourselves, but we will not cut it off or let it mock us, but we will make this world within ourselves, forever ours and under our complete control. So the Daedra lords created the Daedric realms and all the ranks of lesser Daedra, great and small. And for the most part, the Daedra lords were well pleased with this arrangement, for they always had worshippers and servants and playthings close to hand. but at the same time they sometimes looked with envy upon the mortal realms. For though mortals were foul and feeble and contemptible, their passions and ambitions were also far more surprising and entertaining than the antics of the lesser Daedra. Thus do the Daedra lords court and seduce certain amusing specimens of the mortal races, especially the passionate and powerful. It gives the Daedra lords special pleasure to steal away from Shazar and the Aedra, the greatest and most ambitious mortals. Not only are you fools to mutilate yourselves, gloat the Daedra lords, but you cannot even keep the best pieces, which prefer the glory and power of the Daedra lords to the feeble vulgarity of the mush-minded Aedra. Altmeri, the heart of the world. Anu encompassed and encompasses all things. So that he might know himself, he created Anuiel, his soul, and the soul of all things. Anuiel, as all souls, was given to self-reflection, and for this he needed to differentiate between his forms, attributes, and intellects. Thus was born Sithis, who was the sum of all the limitations Anuiel would utilize to ponder himself. Anuiel, who was the soul of all things, therefore became many things, and this interplay was and is the Aurbis. At first, the Aurbis was turbulent and confusing, as Anuiel's ruminations went on without design. Aspects of the Aurbis asked for a schedule to follow, or procedures whereby they might enjoy themselves a little longer outside of perfect knowledge. So that he might know himself this way too, Anu created Auriel, the soul of his soul. Auriel bled through the Aurbis as a new force, called time. With time, various aspects of the Aurbis began to understand their natures and limitations. They took names like Magnus or Mara or Zen. One of these, Lorcan, was more of a limit than a nature, so he could never last long anywhere. As he entered every aspect of Anuiel, Lorcan would plant an idea that was almost wholly based on limitation. He outlined a plan to create a soul for the Aurbis, a place where the aspects might even be allowed to self-reflect. He gained many followers. Even Auriel, when told he would become the king of the New World, agreed to help Lorcan. So they created the Mundus, where their own aspects might live, and became the Et Ada. But this was a trick. As Lorcan knew, this world contained more limitations than not, and was therefore hardly a thing of Anu at all. You got a bad case of the mush mind today, yeah. Enjoyment is not required, only obedience. The iios channel. Mundus was the house of Sithis. As their aspects began to die off, many of the Et Ada vanished completely. Some escaped, like Magnus, and that is why there are no limitations to magic. Others, like Ifra, transformed themselves into the Elnofe, the earth bones, so that the whole world might not die. Some had to marry and make children just to last. Each generation was weaker than the last, and soon there were Aldmer. Darkness caved in. Lorcan made armies out of the weakest souls and named them men, and they brought Sithis into every quarter. Auriel pleaded with Anu to take them back, but he had already filled their places with something else. But his soul was gentler, and granted Auriel his bow and shield, so that he might save the Aldmer from the hordes of men. Some had already fallen, like the Chimer, who listened to tainted Et Ada, and others, like the Bosmer, had soiled Time's line by taking mannish wives. Auriel could not save Altmora, the Elderwood, and it was lost to men. They were chased south and east to old Elnofe, and Lorcan was close behind. He shattered that land into many. Finally, Trinamach, Auriel's greatest knight, knocked Lorcan down in front of his army and reached in with more than hands to take his heart. He was undone. The men dragged Lorcan's body away and swore bloody vengeance on the heirs of Auriel for all time. But when Trinamach and Auriel tried to destroy the heart of Lorcan, it laughed at them. It said, "This heart is the heart of the world, for one was made to satisfy the other." So Auriel fastened the thing to an arrow and let it fly long into the sea, where no aspect of the new world may ever find it. Hey, figure skater, welcome. Oh, we're reading. And in fact, it's good timing. Also, in a way, it's bad timing. Because we are just about at the end of stream. We finally finished talking to all of those friends upstairs. Nice little place you've got down here. They've got a bunch of potions here. Good to know. And you've also got a couple of books. Have you read these? Varieties of Faith and The Dowry. We've not read The Dowry. Okay, well. Julia's Trapdoor and Sinoleon Tunifus. We have got a date for Thursday. We were up so late last night, everybody. I would love to keep playing Morrowind and reading books, but it would be really wise for me to stop now, so I won't stay up so late. Yep, later, nerds. Yo, thank you everybody for hanging out. It was so fun playing Soft Ring. I feel so proud of our progress. We're gonna go hang out with somebody, some friend. Yo, nice. Okay, nice. Let's go. Here, one second. I want to make sure. Just a moment. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna go see friend of the stream, Jazz Select-Star. Jazz is at the end. This might be the very end. I think Jazz might be at the very end of Dark Souls 1. Her first playthrough. Let's go encourage her. Thank you everybody for being here. It was so lovely to have you. I feel so proud. I feel so amazing that we beat Soft Ring. I'll see you on Thursday. We stream Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So in a couple of days we'll be back. Have a great week, everybody. I'll see you in Discord and etc. Good night.